Just a quick warning before this video starts. This video will include PG-13 material, so if that makes you uncomfortable, feel free to click off this video and watch something else on my channel. Anyways, sit back, relax, and enjoy the video.
Alright, so it's time for another Speedpaint video. I haven't done one of these in quite some time now, have I? That's my bad, I guess, guys. I've been meaning to upload more of these, but I didn't want to just do, speed paints without any commentary. So, Anyways, this video, if you can't tell already, it's going to be pretty unscripted, as I'm just going to be sharing my opinions on the shipping of Sonadow, Sonic and Shadow. What I think about it, do I think there's any, possible way we could see this happen in the series? Which, spoiler alert, I don't think it would happen officially, but, anyways, let's get into that discussion right now. So, for as long as I've been, a Sonic fan, which, I've been into Sonic since I was, a little kid, it does seem like, though, Sonadow has been a pretty, set in stone, shipping, probably ever since Sonic Adventure 2 came out. Probably just because, we're gonna ship the evil, not evil, but, the, badass with the main character, that kind of thing. And personally, I'll just get my, personal opinions out of the way, right away, right now. I like the ship. I think it's cute. I think that, in a fictional, ideal world, you could have this shipping work really well, but I am gonna get into, both, the pros and cons of the ship in this video. So, first, let's start with the, not the pros, I guess, but, let's start with the, the argument for the shipping, Okay, so I think the first thing I want to cover is Sonic Prime, just because if anybody has seen the show, I don't want to spoil it, but there were there was a whole lot of interactions between Sonic and Shadow, and I feel like that has brought a renewed interest into this shipping, because people are oh, look how cute they're acting together, blah blah blah, they're acting like a couple, da 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 da, or you see a bunch of edits on TikTok and all that kind of stuff, and the show actually shows a pretty good dynamic between the two, where it's Shadow, he's gonna get pissed off at Sonic, he's gonna get really fed up with Sonic's antics and stuff, because, Shadow, he's a lot more of a serious guy. He's not somebody who, wants to fool around and have fun as much as Sonic does. Sonic's oh yeah, let's get going, let's do this, He's very much silly and hyper and all that. He can be serious, depending on, the canon, but usually, even in the more serious games he's been in or comics, he still has the very positive outlook on things, while Shadow, on the other hand, is more oh, we need to get this done, and we need to get this done right, that kind of thing. But they say opposites attract, so I don't see why so many people are in total are so dumbfounded that people like to ship these two. I think in a way, I'm not saying it's a canon thing. I'm not trying to be one of those Sonic shippers where it's oh, it's canon, Sega told me so personally, that kind of thing. I just think there is a dynamic there that works. You got the not antagonist, but kind of the anti-hero and the hero. It could theoretically, if Sega had made Sonic more of a teenage aimed or adult aimed series, I could totally see, these two maybe having some sort of romantic chemistry. Now, for the argument against the shipping. Now, I see, okay, as you guys know, I do post, Sonadow content quite a bit on here, whether it's comic dubs or art or whatever. The biggest argument I see against, and the stupidest one, is when it's all on the basis of being homophobic. When it's oh, Sonic's not gay, Shadow wouldn't be gay, da 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 da, this is disgusting. Now, my thing is, I don't care what your beliefs are on LGBT stuff, as long as you're not being a dick to people, mind my language, but, I've always been under the belief, though, that, if you don't like it purely because it's gay, then just don't interact with it then, because no one wants to hear your negative comments on, their art or their videos or stuff like that. If we're talking real negatives, though, I've heard people say, some people, they keep bringing up, oh, Shadow's 50, Sonic's 15, that's nasty, but I always have to say, as someone who's been a Sonic fan for such a long time, that's not how that works. Shadow himself is not, mentally the age of 50. He was frozen 50 years ago, but he's not, a 50-year-old man. It's I always tell him, it's he's basically Sonic's age, but I guess in a way he was born like, 50 years prior, whatever. It's a weird thing, I get it, but, I do plan to discuss more about Sonadow in the future, but I'm going to leave it here for now, just because, I'm not going to go past the point where this speed paint ends. If you have any opinions on Sonadow, whether you like it or you don't like it, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Just try to be respectful to one another, though, guys. Like, I just don't want to see any fighting. Anywho, though, hope y'all have a great day. Peace.